everyone. I'm Justin.
And I'm Marcella.
And this is Sailor Manga, the podcast where we take a deep dive into the iconic Sailor Moon manga by Naoko Takeuchi and discuss it to our heart's content. Happy Moon Day, Marcella. We're back at it again.
We're here. It feels like it's been ages as well. I mean, we didn't have a week off. We didn't have a week off because we did the epilogue.
Yeah.
But I'm jonesing for some Sailor Moon action.
Yeah, it does feel like it's a while. And officially, listeners, welcome to our season 2. Yeah, because we're going to label this as season 2. So
this is season 2.
This is season 2. And of course, we're starting the Black Moon arc. I'm so excited. I could burst with excitement.
I know. You've been so excited all week. It's exciting though. I'm glad that we did have that little break actually, because when you watch a TV show and the first season ends and then you have a little bit of a break before the second season comes back, and then you come back and the cast are all like slightly different. They've got new haircuts.
Yeah, for sure.
Been updated a little bit and it's just fresh and it's exciting.
I should have dyed my hair pink for the second arc. Ugh.
I should have done something with mine, but no.
Low key, I've been wanting to dye my hair pink, and Alan's like, and I'm like, let me live.
I think you should.
I've always wanted to have pink or blue hair, and I'm leaning towards pink. I just want to I think I just want to have it before like we get married and stuff. I just want to have some pink hair,
Do both. Do go for a lover aesthetic.
I could do half and half.
Yeah.
All right, like I said, today we are starting the Black Moon arc, but first, we have to settle some moon news on this show. So, Marcella, what's your moon news this week?
Do you know, it's actually not much, really. So I don't think I told you, our TV broke.
Oh, no!
So we've had to order a new TV.
Oh, my God.
So, I mean, I've been okay for media because, obviously I've got my phone and my laptop.
Right.
But that means that there hasn't been any DVD watching.
Sailor Moon, yeah.
So the only little piece of moon news I have is I'm just a glutton for punishment.
Okay.
I ordered, and it's all your fault. I ordered a Sailor Moon phone case from Redbubble.
Hell fucking yes.
So I look forward to receiving it in 13 weeks.
Well, the finale of the Black Moon arc. I finally got my phone case.
So we'll be updating you on the journey. It has actually shipped. I'm on the website now, and it said it's shipped today.
Oh, okay, nice.
So yeah.
Well, hopefully it'll get there way quicker than the moon mug.
Yes, I think the sick side of me kind of doesn't want it to.
So we have drama.
So we've got some drama, yeah. I crave drama. What can I say? I swear I don't love the drama. It loves me.
I knew where that was going.
What about you?
Yeah, so I've just got a little bit. Also my fault. To piggyback off of what Marcella's talking about, I also purchased a Sailor Moon inspired phone case. I know we talked about it in our epilogue for the Dark Kingdom arc, but I did order it. And mine also says it's shipped. Let me look at it. It says it's going to be here tomorrow, but we
what's
will.
That like?
I'm sorry. Apparently it came all the way from Wisconsin. So shout out to the cheese capital of the world, Wisconsin. What's up? But yeah, apparently it's supposed to get here tomorrow, but we'll see. I don't, especially after my external hard drive shipment was so fucked, I just don't trust it anymore because this is the first purchase that I've made since then. So we'll see. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that phone case. I was going to say, even though that we pre-record these, I've been trying to be more active on our Twitter. I don't know if you've checked in, Marcella.
I've been pretty crap with it.
But I posted like 5 things yesterday on our Twitter.
Oh.
So I've been trying to be a little bit more active. So maybe after we record this, I'll post pictures of our phone cases. And my second bit of moon news is I ordered something else Sailor Moon related. It is a Sailor Moon tabbed journal.
Oh, yeah.
From Hot Topic, because Hot Topic apparently loves to sell Sailor Moon stuff. And I was like, you know what? I started writing notes for our podcast in one of my Taylor Swift notebooks. And I was like, you know what? Let's get a Sailor Moon journal. Let's stay on brand. So I bought that. It's also supposed to be here tomorrow, but we will see. And I didn't order them at the same time, which is interesting
Okay.
because I got my shipped email yesterday for the phone case, and I got my shipped email for the journal yesterday as well. I got my shipped email for the phone case 3 days ago because I ordered it first. So and I ordered the journal second, but it's supposed to. It's like the quickest turnaround for the journal.
Yeah, I think the
so we'll see.
one they have to print the stuff, don't they? So.
Oh yeah, true. So after this podcast, even though it'll be a couple weeks before this episode airs, I'll post it on our Twitter. So if you want to see what they look like, if you're listening to this now, go check our Twitter. It'll be there.
At Sailor Manga Pod.
At Sailor Manga Pod, of course. And our last bit of our combined moon news that has us so jazzed and wired right now.
This is my favorite.
Is we got another listener email from our dear, dear, lovely Hannah.
Yeah. Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Hannah. Thank you so, so much. Hannah doesn't want us to read her email, which is 100% fine. If you want to email us and you don't want us to read it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But
tell us and we won't.
Yeah, and we won't. But we had to shout out Hannah because she said some of the most lovely things.
Yeah.
And we've had a little bit of an email exchange, and she's incredible. I want her to be my friend, but also hit me in the face. Like, she's incredible. I love her. I stand Hannah.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Hannah, for reaching out. We really appreciate it and hope you are still enjoying the podcast.
Thank you so much. Like, the level of excitement when we hear from somebody. I mean, we get excited when we hear from people we do know, but it's it's a whole other level when we hear from people that we've never met, and we're just like, people are real. Exactly. They actually listen to us. And...
I know. It's so crazy.
What? Like, why?
Why? But yeah, I just have the biggest smile on my face. Yeah, just,
me too.
Grinning from ear to ear. Thank you so much, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah.
All right, I think that's our moon news. So,
yes.
Before we even open this volume up, we are starting the Black Moon arc. Of course, we're reading out of our Sailor Moon Eternal Editions by Kodansha, of course. The Black Moon arc starts in volume 3. So we've got book 3 here, and it's Sailor Mars on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
Looking stunning. She's, of course, she's transformed, and she's got 2 Afudas in her hands.
Afudas, yes.
Yeah, and they're on fire, and there's like flames in the background. Of course, it's glittery, holographic, really cute.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to shout out to the cover because it's gorgeous.
I think it's my favorite cover so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far out of the 3.
Well, you know what? Yeah, because the next one, girl.
Yeah, spoiler alert, that's my favorite. But so far,
this is it. All right, so we open up to the volume 3 cover page. It's in color. It's gorgeous. It shows the Guardians and their civilian identity, Usagi, and the little girl from the ending of the last chapter, the cliffhanger.
What?
Huh?
The one with the gun? What's she doing here?
Yeah, what is the gun girl doing here? But she has pink hair, so we didn't know that before because it was in black and white. But she's got beautiful pink hair, red eyes. Very interesting. Don't know what's going on there. But then, of course, we flip to our table of contents. I don't think I said it today. I know I said it last time, but today we're reading Act 15, which is titled Invasion Sailor Mars. All right, so we start with this color page, but it picks up exactly where it left off. So if you remember, if you didn't listen to our epilogue episode, a small little girl fell out of the sky, and she said her name was Usagi, and she wanted the silver crystal from our girl Usagi, and she pulled out a gun on her. So super casual, just girly things, you know.
Yeah.
And this page starts no less. The little girl says, "Didn't you hear me? I want the mystical silver crystal. Hand it over." And she's literally shoving the gun in Usagi's face.
Oh yeah, point blank forehead.
Point blank. And Usagi has the anime sweat drop, and she's thinking, is this for real? Because valid, this is really random.
Yeah.
And then we flip to the chapter cover page, which is a 2-page spread. It's in color. This one's not my favorite. I don't know about you, Marcella, just because like the yellow background is really off-putting to me. Like, it's half blue, half multicolor, but like just where the Guardians are, it's so yellow washed that it's just it's not appealing.
I quite like it. It's quite kind of Northern Lights, but it reminds me of. But there is too much yellow.
Yeah, just a little. And they're on a rocky, I guess the rocky plains of D Point, maybe.
Yes, because it looks like ice, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, they look stunning. It's just too much yellow.
I'm being distracted by Mars's legs.
I know, and like you can see her thigh, and she's looking right. Honestly,
I know.
Anyway, so then we flip and we get to the official start of the chapter, and the little girl says, "Give it here and be quick about it." And then we, of course, cut to Usagi again, who's got even more sweat drops. She's shivering, she's shuddering, she's freaked the fuck out. And the little girl says, "This pistol is real, you know. So if you try and tell me you can't give me the crystal," and then it shows Mamoru, and he's just looking on like, I don't know what the fuck to do. This little girl has a gun to my girlfriend's head. And the girl clicks the gun without a second fucking thought. She said, "Boom, boom, bitch."
She did.
And there's a loud bang, and Usagi falls backwards, and it looks like at the moment that she clicked the gun, Mamoru like picked her up. He finally sprung into action, and it shows that the pistol was not real, and it like sprouted flowers? Question mark?
Yeah.
Like a small bouquet of flowers is pointing out of the gun. But of course the trauma has set in because Usagi is already on the ground freaking the fuck out because she thought she was gonna get a bullet between the eyes.
I love an overdramatic queen.
We stand.
I mean, to be fair, that's not overdramatic, is it? If you thought you were going to get shot,
no. Yeah.
But
we love the theatrics.
I love that she's reacting as if he actually did get shot.
Right. So Mamoru drops the little girl because he, like I said, he picked her up, and he says, "Man, you gave me a heart attack. It's just a toy." And then before they can even investigate this bitch, before they can find out why this little gun girl is doing this, she gets up and she runs away.
Yeah.
Leaving Mamoru to say, hey, stop, get back here. And then we cut to somewhere maybe sinister? Potentially? We see this like what looks like a black planet.
Yeah.
A cratery black planet in space. That's what it looks like. So just imagine it in your mind's eye. And we flip to this man with a very ornate shirt. You can't see him all the way, just like his mouth and stuff. And he says,
Kunzite vibes.
Very Kunzite vibes, yeah. And he says, "Have you have a reading on the mystical silver crystal?" And then we get a wide shot of 4 people with long ass legs. There's a theme here.
Yeah.
And it's 3 guys and 1 girl. The guy that was dressed all in white that just spoke, he has a cape. He's the only one who has a cape. And he says, well done, Saphir. And then this same guy says, "Wiseman." And then we cut to this guy who's draped in a robe. He's got skeletal hands. He's got an orb hovering about above his hands. Very barrel vibes.
Yeah.
And okay, I decided I was going to do a voice for Wiseman. I have not practiced it, but I'm going to try my best. And if it's not good, I'm going to cut it. All right. So Wiseman says, "That is the stone that will bring calamity upon us. The farcical stone. You must obtain the mystical silver crystal. There's not a moment to lose." And sing.
I'm laughing because it's exactly what I pictured.
Oh, really? I tried. I wanted it to be more old, like older man, like I don't know. I know. Describe
I know what you mean. No, I love it.
So good. We can keep it in. Great.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm glad that was what you pictured.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we were doing the intro to this, I was like, oh fuck, I was gonna do that Wiseman voice, and I was like, I should have practiced.
We were too busy gaming
and gushing over Hannah. Yeah.
All
right, so anyway, very valid. So we cut back to the guy that's dressed in white, and he has an inverted black moon crescent on his forehead.
Oh.
And if you'll remember, Mars had a fire divination of someone with this marking. So
she did, didn't she?
She did. So probably not the good guys. But he also has some fantastical black crystal earrings that are absolutely everything. And he's got a goblet up to his face. He's ready to drink and be merry. And he says, yes, and when we get it, we will destroy it. And all of the group of 4 raise their goblets and say, to the glorious rebirth of our history. And they clink their glasses. And then we hear a petite little voice say, Prince Demand. So this is Prince Demand, the guy that's dressed in white.
Yeah.
And we cut to another person with a black moon crescent on their forehead. Of course, not one of the core 4 that we've seen before. And I'm not gonna go in full detail of her fashion because we're gonna get into it in a bit. But she looks fucking stunning in this like lined under stocking sort of thing. She's fantastic. It looks like her hair is also in a dongo's, sort of. They're like they look like cat ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she says, I sense it. Near the mystical silver crystal, a strong sympathia force, the blood of a maiden who possesses fire powers like my own. Prince Demand, please entrust this responsibility to Crimson Rubius and his loyal servants, the Supernatural Sisters. And in the background, behind this woman, you can see 3 other women with black moon crescents. They don't have a whole lot of detail, but we can assume these are her supernatural sisters that she's mentioning. And then we cut to one of the core 4, one of the other guys in Demand's group, and he says, Code 001, begin Operation Recruit. I, Rubius, will deploy a large army of new soldiers that will obey my every command. So this is Rubius.
Yes.
Which we love. Also, I'm going to take a brief little pause. We can keep this in, but I just want to pull up the Sailor Moon wiki because we got to have, just in case there's something going on, I want to make sure that we have all of our details ready. Oh, there it is. See, I hate this. It says that it's the 2nd chapter of the Black Moon arc because it considers the last one the start of it. No. And I'm like, girl, no, that ain't the tea. But nice try. Anyway, we cut back to Usagi, of course, because she's still like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And Mamoru comes up to her and he says, Usako. And Usagi's just like, where'd that little chibi me go? And she's grabbing his tie like, tell me where she is. And he's like, she ran off. Would you say?
I said she's pissed.
She is pissed. She wants to know her fucking location. And Usagi says, what is wrong with that twerp? What makes her think I'd give her the silver crystal? And Mamoru's like, calm down, Usako. He's probably you're choking me.
Don't never tell a woman to calm down.
I know, right? That was she heard the Kill Bill sirens when he said that.
I heard them.
So Mamoru says, are you sure you don't know who she is? And it's like, yes, I'm sure. You saw what she did. She pulled a gun on me. A gun. And Mamoru's like, yeah, but it was just a toy. First of all, don't diminish the situation, Mamoru. That was scary as fuck.
Yeah.
A whole ass gun. It's just lucky that it turned out to be a toy gun.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, Mamoru says, she acted like she knew you. And Usagi gets up, she grabs his hand, and she's like, we have to find her. She's probably a new enemy. And Mamoru is like, I think it's too soon to tell.
Do you know, if you're going to be completely logical about this and rational, I can't deal with you.
Exactly. It's like, just listen to the queen, okay? Listen to her.
Get up to my level of overreacting. Please.
Yeah, meet me halfway because this is the borderline, bitch. We're at the borderline. So then they come across the park, or they're further in the park because if you remember, they were already meeting at the park when this happened. And she's yelling at Mamoru because she spots the little girl on a swing. We get this panel of the little girl on a swing, and she's got that little ball that looks a lot like Luna with an antenna. Yeah. And she's crying, and she says, Mama. It's like, well, if you want us to feel sad for you, you probably shouldn't have pulled a gun girl, but okay. So Mamoru and Usagi walk over, and Mamoru calls the little girl Chibiusa because in Japan, chibi just means small, so he's calling her like small Usagi, basically. But that's the first time we get Chibiusa, so love that. And he says, where do you live? I'll walk you home. And Usagi's like, Mamo, no! What the fuck? But he says, come on, and he reaches out for the little girl's hand, and when their hands touch, he sees an image of a crystal palace. very peculiar. And he's thinking, huh? What did I just see? As he's pulling the little girl into his arms. And as he does pull her into his arms, the little girl's thinking, you're warm, just like my papa. And Usagi is like, abso-fucking-lutely not. She says, see what you did, Mamo? Now she's attached to you. From what I can see, she's just a normal little girl. Or no, he says that. From what I can see, she's just a little normal girl. And she's sniffling, and he's giving her a hug.
With a gun, to be fair.
And Usagi says, she is not normal. And Mamoru says, well, she's not hostile now. And then he tells Chibiusa, where did you come from? And before she can even answer, Usagi's like, hey, do you know me? I just love that she's like butting in. She's like, do you know me? Do you know who I am? And she continues and says, is your name really Usagi? How do you know about the mystical silver crystal? And Chibiusa furrows her brow, and she's not talking.
She's not talking.
She is not budging. And I love this panel of Usagi and Mamoru with sweat drops, and there's like little bunnies in the background of them. So cute.
Super cute.
So we cut to the Tsukino household, where we get this lovely shot of Luna, and Usagi calls after Luna, and then Luna says, Usagi? Mamo? And she sees that Mamoru has a little girl in his hands. And Luna's like, who is this child? And here's where I want to pause. So this is a stranger to Luna, but she's just talking. She's not worried about getting outed about some random child hearing her talk.
Yeah, true.
That was my first thought. I was like, what if it was just someone that they were helping?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good point.
Which, I mean, to be fair, it still could be, right? I didn't spoil anything. But anyway, Luna, get it together. Keep a secret or two. You're good at that, so I don't know why you're slipping. But anyway. So, I'm not sure if Usagi or Mamoru says this, but one of them says, well, we were at the park and she just kind of fell out of the sky. And then Chibiusa looks at Luna and then whips her head around like, I'm not looking at her. And Mamoru says,
for a talking cat, so.
You know what? Valid. Maybe they don't have those where she's from, which, you know, you shouldn't. But Mamoru says, stop staring, Luna. You're scaring her. Maybe it's the fact that a cat's talking that's scaring her? Question mark?
Yeah.
The plot. Don't know about her. But anyway, Luna is not having this. She's like, what? Why would I wasn't glaring at her. And then we hear, Usagi, is that you? And it's, of course, Ikuko, Usagi's mom. And Usagi's thinking, oh, God, it's my mom. And she's like, Mom, this is Mamoru Chiba. Because this is the first time that Mamoru's met her parents.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
They don't know about mom. Yeah, it's a very big moment. And Ikuko says, oh, you're the one you've told me so much about. And then Ikuko leans into Chibiusa and she says, is this your sister? Talking to Mamoru. And he's like, no, she just kind of latched on to me. And Ikuko says, look, she has buns just like Usagi's. And that's when Chibiusa decides to chime in and she says, Usagi is my name. And look at all the little, what are these, chickens in the background of when she says that?
They're little baby chicks.
Little baby chicks. It's cute.
Oh, that's cute.
And Luna hears, because of course Luna hasn't heard the whole story. She hears Usagi and she's like, what the fuck? And
yeah, it's not nice to be surprised, is it, Luna?
Maybe you should learn your lesson here, Luna. But Ikuko says, oh, should I call you Usa? Which, no. Let's pretend she said, should I call you Chibiusa? Because that's what she's gonna call her in about 2.5 seconds. So then, of course, here comes Kenji, Usagi's dad, and says, what's up? Why is everybody out here? And this little thing that says, Daddy's home, which, stop that.
Shout out to Anton.
Anton's getting a lot of airtime across both our podcasts lately.
He is. He's loving it.
Almost as much as he's loving Pyramid Daddy. Anyway, Kenji is also mentions, I ran into Umino. And of course, Umino's like, hey, Usagi, I'm here. And
there you are.
God. And again, it's not clear who's saying this, but someone's like, oh, look, Chibiusa has a toy. It looks just like Luna, crescent bald spot and all. I'm going to say that's Ikuko.
Oh, yeah, that's Ikuko.
And Luna's got some sweat drops, shaking her head, thinking to herself, how rude. My face is not that weird. And then she looks at the little device, I guess we'll call it. And she's like, but now that she mentions it, it kind of does look like me. And Usagi's like, you're right. It looks just like Luna. But Ikuko, I guess Chibiusa finally dropped out of Mamoru's arms because Ikuko pats her on the head and she's like, you are so cute. Where do you live? It's about dinner time, you know. I bet your mommy is worried about you. And Chibiusa thinks about this and she looks at Kendi and Ikuko and she's like, like you can just see that she's scheming and plotting.
Oh yeah.
And then she says, I'm gonna stay right here and keep an eye on you, Usagi Tsukino.
Yeah.
And Usagi's like, what? And then the next thing you know, Chibiusa takes the Luna ball looking thing, she dribbles it like a basketball, and then smoke starts to come out of the bitch. And the next thing you know, there's all this smoke and cloud bullshit, and Chibiusa has an umbrella. And Usagi's like, what the fuck? And then Chibiusa takes the umbrella.
I love this bit.
I do too. Chibiusa takes the umbrella. She starts twirling it like it's a hypnotizing tool. And she starts hypnotizing everybody. And we get this awesome panel of every single one of them with swirly eyes, which Umino looks exactly the same because he's got swirly glasses. But
I love how he's the only one smiling as well.
Yeah, true. I didn't even notice that. Yeah. Because apparently Chibiusa's like, you know what? I'm going to settle this with some good old-fashioned umbrella hypnosis. But Luna like shakes out of it for a second. She's like, oh no. And then she bites Usagi on the arm to break her out of it. And in doing this, Usagi smacks the shit out of Mamoru. And he says, gasp. And right, that's what happened. He got smacked out of it too. Yeah, okay. So then Usagi sees that, you know, everyone's being hypnotized, and she's like, "Mom, Dad!" And then next thing you know, the hypnosis is over, and Ikuko, with her swirly hypnotized eyes, leans down to Chibiusa, says, "I'm so glad you're here. We've been expecting you, Chibiusa. Just think of this as your home from now on." And Daddy Moon is confused. He's scratching his head like, "What just happened?" And Chibiusa does that classic Japanese animation where she sticks out her tongue and pulls down her eye, which I'm pretty sure is like basically a fuck you without saying fuck you.
Yeah,
basically. And Usagi's like, you little brat, and she is triggered as fuck. And Usagi tackles the bitch like a linebacker. She must have done some football in Silver Millennium because she tackles the shit out of her.
This little kid. Oh, I love it.
And takes her upstairs to Usagi's room, which we get the Usagi's room sign, which is adorable. And Usagi is like, you know what? We're getting down to fucking business. This is some bullshit. And she says, let's see who you really are, you rabbit runt. What did you do to my mom and dad? Change them back. And Chibiusa says, I can't. And Usagi's like, you can't? What's that supposed to mean? And then she just bombards Chibiusa with questions of, what did you do? And who are you? And she's met with silence. And Usagi's like, say something. I've had enough of your dirty tricks. Don't think I'll go easy on you just because you're a little kid. And Chibiusa is blank face. And she's like, you can go fuck yourself. She is not talking.
I know, I love it.
I think Usagi's finally met her match.
Oh, he has.
And then next thing you know, a rare appearance by Shingo Tsukino, Usagi's little brother. He pops in. Literally who? And he's like, Mom, Usagi's picking on Usagi. And here's my question. He wasn't present at the brainwash?
He wasn't, but let's just go with the fact that it was like, it was an umbrella brainwashing. So it covered an area.
Get out. Who are you, me?
Yeah, apparently so.
A double whammy umbrella hypnosis term. Okay, love it. So anyway, he's like, Usagi's picking on Usagi. We'll go with that. The whole house got hypnotized. I can buy it. I can buy it. And Usagi's like, Shingo! And then Shingo says, come on, Chibiusa, it's time for dinner. Even though I've been saying Chibiusa, this is the first time someone else calls her Chibiusa, by the way.
Yeah.
It's Shingo. So thanks, Shingo. But Chibiusa doesn't like this nickname. And she says, I'm not a chibi.
Oh, who are they?
And she I know, then what are you? You're small, ain't you?
Mm-hmm.
But she turns to leave with Shingo, though. And when she does, she's got this beautiful, ornate necklace around her neck that looks like a key. And Luna sees this and she's like, what? So I don't know if this is going to be foreshadowing or not, but does Luna recognize this, or is she just confused by it? Because we know that Luna likes to keep her secrets.
Yeah, I think she recognizes it. Though.
See, when I was reading it, I was like, she fucking recognizes it, the little bitch.
But who knows with her?
Yeah, exactly. So Luna turns back to Usagi and says, Usagi, where's the mystical silver crystal? And she says, don't worry, it never leaves my side. See? It's right here in my compact brooch. And she opens up the crystal star brooch. Of course, we get the lovely inlay designs of the brooch, which, like I said, is my favorite. And but she plucks out the silver crystal and she says, it's back to its normal shape, and the brooch is making sure it doesn't release too much power. I don't think anyone will even know it's around unless I transform. And okay, I know we're ragging on Luna at the start of another arc, but this panel of her putting her paw up to her chin like she's thinking, adorable.
Yeah.
If Judith did that, it would be over for all the other cats.
I'm gonna have to try and
train her.
Yeah.
So Luna says, something bothers me about that girl. And she continues with, I think we should wait and see how things go. And Usagi's like, Luna? And Luna says, I'm not sensing any major hostility. I want to keep an eye on her. Just trust me. And Usagi's like, ugh. Really? This is what we're doing now? So Usagi's not happy about this. So wherever Chibiusa has made her refuge, which if you watch the anime, basically when Chibiusa comes in, she like takes over the attic bedroom or turns it into a bedroom. So let's just say that this is the attic.
Yeah.
So Usagi opens the door and she sees Chibiusa laying on the bed. She's already fucking asleep. She's knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
And Usagi's thinking, she's relaxed enough to sleep? You're kidding. So then we cut to, I guess, the next day, I'm guessing? I'm going to guess it's the next day.
Yes.
Let's just go with it.
Yeah.
So we cut to Mamoru, and he says, okay, so she's commandeered your place, Usako? Well, if Luna says it's okay, absolutely not. I'm sorry, that's absolute bullshit. If Luna says it's okay, absolutely not. Anyway, Mamoru says, but for all we know, she could be a ticking time bomb. And rightfully so, Usagi's like, Mamo, like, get on my side. Like, she's dangerous.
Yeah.
But Mamoru waves her off, and he says, I'll come in and check on you, and I'll go to the police and see if there's any missing person reports. It's like, yeah, say hi to Motoki for me.
That's a second date with his cellmate.
His jailhouse baby.
Mm-hmm.
So then they start walking away together. Good for them. And then we cut to this person who we've never seen before. It's very interesting. And he's looking at, wait, is that right?
He's watching them walk away.
Oh, he's watching them walk away. That makes more sense. Thank you. Because I was like, what's happening here? Yeah, he's watching Mamoru and Usagi walk away. So then we cut to a new location. That's right, listeners. It's not the Crown Game Center.
Oh my God.
Excuse me. This is the Crown Fruit Parlor. We love that. We love a franchise. So then we cut to our girl.
I think it's owned by Mamoru?
Nope. It should be because it's fruits, right?
Well, I'm glad you said it.
I think that it would be owned by Mamoru if it was called like Calvest Creamery or something like that.
It's not Mamoru. I meant Motoki.
Oh, yeah, it is because we're going to get into that.
Yeah, me and names, you know.
But anyway, then we cut to our girl Makoto.
Yay.
And she's like, isn't peace a beautiful thing? And she's got her arms above her head, super cute, and she looks a little busty in this drawing.
She does.
She's looking very chesty. Okay, Mako, pop off. But of course, pop out. But of course, all the girls are here, and Usagi's venting about, the recent events. She says, "But there isn't any peace, none." And she's like slamming her hands on the table. She's fucking pissed. And Mako, what is Mako holding up in that panel? Do you see that? Is that a spoon?
I think so.
It looks questionable because she's got a drink in front of her, but what the fuck is that?
She's got a cocktail. There's an umbrella in the background, like a sun lounger umbrella.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
what is
sure.
she?
It's a
Who
little too
knows?
big to be a straw. It's already got a straw. I'm suspicious. Anyway, Mako says, "Right, sorry. So there's this Chibiusa trying to get the silver crystal, and we need to figure out who she is." And I fucking love this panel of Rei, Ami, and Usagi. And Rei says, "Usagi's love child." And Ami says, "A long lost sister." And Usagi's like, "Why I oughta?"
Why I order?
This is the chapter where Usagi is just pissed the entire time.
Oh yeah.
So Usagi explains, "She has my whole family wrapped around her little finger. My mom is like surgically attached to her, and we get this little drawing of Ikuko pulling in Chibiusa for a hug, and Ikuko saying, 'Chibiusa, what do you want for dinner?'" It's like, you never asked Usagi what she wanted for dinner.
Oh yeah, I would not be happy about that either.
No. So then Artemis and Luna are walking up, and it looks like Luna has something in her mouth. But the girls keep talking, and let's just say this is Ami. She hasn't had enough airtime. And she says, "But the weird spell thing only affects how they treat Chibiusa, right?" And Usagi says, "I guess. Mom and Dad are still acting pretty much the same as usual, and they don't seem sick or anything." So I love this. Luna walks up to the table, winks, throws down the things she had in her mouth, and she's like, "Ladies." I don't know why. It seems like she's like trying to pick them up. But she throws down some wands on the table that all have the girls' planetary symbols on them. These are the infamous star wands. I know they're technically probably called like the star pens or some dumb bullshit, but I prefer to call them the star wands.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. They're called the Star Power Sticks.
Oh, no,
That's
I
their
don't like
official
that.
name. But so we're gonna go with the Star Wands. Woo, the Star Wands.
Yeah.
Right. And Luna says, "I brought you some new transformation pens to replace the ones that were destroyed in the last battle." And then she drops some watches on the table and says, "And here are communicators." And what I
She's
love,
carrying a lot.
yeah, in that mouth of hers, I mean, it's a cavern apparently. But what I love about the communicators is they're the same design as Usagi's crystal star brooch.
Yes. Yes.
And even that, I mean, it might change. I don't know if the Black Moon arc is my favorite. I usually say that it's either the Infinity arc or the Stars arc, but the designs for this arc, like the Star Wands and the Communicators and the Crystal Star, are my favorite, 100%.
Yeah.
She says, "Luna, like, what the fuck?" So the girls pick up their Communicators and their new Star Wands, and Minako says, "Now we can transform again." And then we get this awesome panel of all 5 girls, and they all have their Star Wands in their hands, and they just look fucking adorable, trying to console Usagi.
Yeah.
And Minako says, "Don't you worry, nothing will hurt Usagi with us on the job." Because of course Minako's the leader, she's the fearless one. Love her.
She is.
And then we hear from a disembodied voice, "You and your friends planning something, Mako?" And okay,
Yeah.
this is the first moment we have to talk about the fashion.
Yeah.
Because this is the waitress of the Crown Fruit Parlor.
I
I was a waitress. Did we really just start singing that at the same time?
Wearing a white dress. I was only 19.
I'm fucked up. Damn it, we did not plan that at all.
We didn't.
Fuck. Okay. Oh shit. Anyway, the waitress says, "Well, take your time." And she's got her hair up in a bun. She's winking at the girls. She's got some like brown reddish hair. It's not in color, but I'm just going off of my memory from the anime. She's got a ribbon in her hair. She's taking one of the menus, some empty glasses, and it looks like she's wearing like part waitress uniform, part like a party dress underneath, because it's got ruffles and ribbons and what kind kind of looks like around the breast area and the shoulder, like kind of like lacy chiffon type material. But the sort of party dress underneath is striped and wavy and fun and flirty.
Yeah.
I love it. I fucking love it.
I love it too.
Oh, it's so good. So anyway, as she's walking away, Mako, of course, since Mako knows this girl, she's like, Usagi, that's Arcade Guy. I love that she calls him Arcade Guy, not Motoki. Yeah. She knows his name. She says, that's Arcade Guy's little sister. Her name is Unazuki. I fucking love Unazuki. I think she's fucking adorable.
Oh, she is.
And keep in mind, little sister, so she's underage. So if anyone hits on her, absolutely not. Although, with a role model like Motoki, oof, yeesh. Anyway, so this is Unazuki, and Usagi's like, what, really? She's so cute. And then we cut to Mako saying, I don't want to say his last name. What's his name? Motoki. Motoki's family runs this fruit parlor too. So they're in the biz. They got the Crown Game Center and the Crown Fruit Parlor.
Oh, yeah.
And Usagi says, I had no idea. And oh my God, how hilarious is this panel of Minako? She's like a chibi version of herself, and she just looks really mischievous. And Minako says, I know what you're plotting, Mako. You're trying to get close to Motoki through his sister, aren't you? And Mako's like, I am not. Well, maybe sort of.
Yeah.
Which, Mako, you can do better, baby. You can do better.
Yeah, so much.
But anyway, so much. So then we cut to a group of guys that are, of course, nearby at the fruit parlor, and they're clamoring, and they say there happens to be something else I like. Or no, who is saying this?
This is Mako.
Oh, this is Mako. Yeah. She says there happens to be something else I like about coming here. Okay, and Ami says, you mean those boys? They're from Mato Azabu Middle School, which, if you remember, Mamoru goes to Mato Azabu High School.
Yes.
But they're the same age as the girls because they're all in middle school.
Yeah.
And Maka says, hey, she calls at one of them, and she says, Asanuma. And he says, oh, hey, Makoto. And he calls her senpai, which doesn't that mean like he respects her? Isn't that a sign of respect in Japan? Let me look it up. Senpai meaning. We love a Google in the middle of our podcast.
Oh, we do.
In Japanese, the word is used more broadly to mean teacher or master. Like sensei, senpai is used in English in context of martial arts as well as religious instruction. Oh, okay. Does senpai mean crush?
No, it says, what does senpai in anime mean? In Japanese, a senpai is an upperclassman who mentors an underclassman.
That makes way more sense. Way more sense. So let's go with that. So like it's a sign of respect for someone who's a little bit older than you. Yeah, we got that. Okay, that makes sense in the context. So then he says, oh, hey, Makoto, I see you brought all your friends today. And he looks really put together. He looks really cute. He looks more appropriate for her to be crushing on.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably a little bit younger since
he's a little, yeah.
But at least they're closer in age than Motoki.
Yes.
And Mako says, isn't he cute? And she like brings him into her arms and she's like rubbing his head, very like giving him what's that thing called? I forget.
She's ruffling his hair.
She's ruffling his hair. Thank you for saving me. She's ruffling his hair. And he's like, please don't do that. And she says, this is Asanuma. He's a regular here and a first year at Mato Azabu Middle School. So I think he's just like a year younger because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Marcella, I think they're in their second year of middle school, the girls. Yeah.
No, they are.
Yeah, okay. So he's probably just a year younger, so it's fine. And she says, we kept running into each other here and now we're friends. And Maka says, look, Asanuma, that's Usagi Tsukino. And she points at Usagi, and Usagi's slurping up her milkshake. Like, huh? And Maka says, the girlfriend of your beloved role model, Mamoru. And Mamoru's senpai, so he looks up to Mamoru as well. And she says, I brought you here today so you could meet her. And Usagi's like, huh? And Maka's like, he totally looks up to Mamo. And Usagi's thinking, wait, he goes to Mamo's school? And Asanuma says, so she really was his girlfriend. Which I just love that there's speculation, apparently. And Asanuma says, Mamoru senpai, he is just too good at everything. He's the biggest genius our school's ever seen. He's good at every sport, and he's even nice to measly middle school underclassmen like me. And I, Ito Asanuma, want to be just like him.
Passionate.
Yeah, I just love that he's like the little brother figure for Mamoru.
Yeah.
Because, of course, Mamoru doesn't have any family, so it's nice to have Asanuma here to be like his little brother. I think it's cute.
Yeah.
But, of course, Minako and Mako lean in close and they start gushing. They're like, so cute. But Asanuma says later, as someone, he's like, the ladies love me, now I'm out.
Leave them wanting more.
Leave them wanting more. And Usagi's looking back and she says, an admiring Kohai? What the fuck does that mean? We're gonna have to Google that too.
Oh, I'm on it.
Okay, I'll let you do it. You go for it.
Kohai meaning. Oh, junior or lower person. So you have
perfect.
senpai and kohai.
Oh, so they're like they're related. Got it. Okay. Cute.
No. I think that's just like
opposites. I mean.
Yeah, like I don't want to say a class thing, but maybe it is a class thing. So the senpai would be the sort of elder, respected person,
right?
And the kohai would be the person who learns from them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I guess.
Once again, this is an educational podcast. You're welcome, listeners.
Yeah.
So anyway, she says, I guess Mamo is pretty popular at his school. I knew that this chapter was going to take forever. We're just now getting into the meat of this, but so much is happening. We had to break it down for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So we cut to Ray, and she says, why is she... I don't know what this picture of her communicator means exactly. Do you know what's going on? She says, maybe she's just looking at the time.
I think it's alerting. I think it's alerting her of something.
Oh, okay. We're going to go with it. So she says, I need to be back at school by 4:30. Oh, she's telling the girls, because that's Minako's ribbon and that's Mako's hair thingies. So she's telling the girls, so maybe she looked at the time? Maybe the communicators tell time?
Even though we can't see them.
There's no hands on this thing. But she says, I need to be back at school by 4:30. We're getting ready for our school festival. And Mako says, ooh, your school festival? And fucking adorable panel of Ray winking. Like, she looks so stunning right there. And says, I'll be telling fortunes. Come check it out. I'm always right. And Mako winks back and she's like, of course you are. You're Sailor Mars. And I love them. They're fucking adorable. And then we cut to the TA Private Girls Academy, which is a middle school and high school. We've never seen it, so this is the first time we've seen TA Private Girls Academy. It looks very elitist, very lavish.
It does. Look at the fence around it.
The gate, yeah, and like the building, it's got these big bay windows, and it looks pretty fucking cool.
No public school, people, please.
Absolutely not. So then we cut to this adorable new girl. We're getting a lot of new characters in this beginning of the arc, if you haven't noticed. And she's got what I would assume is blonde hair, because her drawing is very light.
Yes.
But she's got two ribbons in her hair, and she is talking to Ray. She says, I'm Kotono?
Kotono.
Yeah, Kotono. I'm Kotono Sarashina, president of the Paranormal Research Club. Nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you, Ray. I'm so happy you agreed to help us. And then Kotono says, we'd love to have you join our club. And Ray's like winking, kind of like putting her hair behind her ear, kind of nervous, like, I'll think about it. And Kotono says, and these gentlemen are from Mado Azabu's Sci-Fi Research Club. They help us with our festival's displays every year. And what's this? Ray notices one of them.
Oh.
And he says, hey, this is Asanuma. And Ray's like, oh, we just met. Mako's friend. And then we cut to Asanuma's inner dialogue. And he's looking at Ray and he's like, she's beautiful. I actually would have pictured someone more like her for Mamoru Senpai's girlfriend. It's like, so Usagi's ugly. Is that what you're saying? But what I love about this is, in my head, I just think that even though obviously the manga came first, this is a nice little nod to the fact that Ray and Mamoru did date in the anime.
Yeah.
So I love that. But I love this little fourth wall breaking speech bubble of Usagi being like, meanie. It's cute. So is this also him talking or thinking?
I think it's still him.
You think it's still him? Okay. So we get this
Sorry.
gorgeous panel of Ray, a side profile of Ray, as Asanuma is like, so is it me or has Ray gotten easier to talk to? I heard her mother was never very healthy. Eventually she passed away. So Ray's been living with her maternal grandfather at Hikawa Shrine. Oh, so she's Shinto. So just want to pause on this real quick because we've never really gotten Ray's backstory of why she lives with her grandfather. But so her mother was always very ill and she passed away. So her mom is not here anymore, which makes sense. But it continues with, and I think her father is in politics. So even more explanation, like that's why her father's not around. He's a politician.
Yeah.
And that's why she stays with grandpa. So then we cut to Ray walking by these flyers, and one of them says, "The Spirit World, Scientific Research on Death and the Hereafter." And the other one says, "Alien World, how many worlds have you seen?" Yeah, very interesting. Maybe it's foreshadowing, maybe it's not. You never know. So she picks up a book that's nearby these flyers, and it says, "The UFO Encyclopedia, Unabridged. Close Encounters, a complete..." I'm trying to read this tiny ass writing.
I can't even see it.
It says, "A complete listing of UFO encounters from around the world." Wow, my eyes had a strain trying to read that one. They are tiny. I know you can't see, listeners, but it is tiny. So anyway, Ray's like,
I've got the book in front of me and I can't see.
So Ray says, "UFOs? Barf." And Kotono whips her head around like, "What? Did you say something?" And Ray's like, and she's like, thinks to herself, "Oh no, I'm starting to talk like Usagi. She's rubbing off on our girl Ray."
She is.
And Ray's like, "Oh, nothing. Sorry. I was just thinking, aren't these topics a little overdone for a school festival?" And Kotono's like, "Not at all. There's still so much we have to learn and to research." And then Kotono continues with, "In fact, there have been several UFO sightings in this very area." And I love this panel of Kotono with like UFOs behind her. It's pretty cool. And then she points to this photograph that she had hidden. And she's like, "Behold, people are suggesting that this circle may have been left by a UFO. And this photograph was taken not a stone's throw from here."
Of course.
And then Kotono's thinking, "I hope they didn't abduct anybody. You hear a lot of that kind of thing happening in other countries. Or maybe the aliens left the UFO and are walking amongst us."
Oh.
And then one of the other club members nearby is like, Miss President, you're scaring me."
Cute.
But then very cute. But then we get this pensive look on Ray's face. And she says, "The enemy, the invaders, might sneak in unaware." And then she's like, But of course, Kotono's like, "Ray, you're just as mysterious as the rumors say. I simply must have you in my club." So Ray looking very pensive is Kotono being like, "Oh my god, she's so unique. I need her here."
Yeah.
Kotono says, "I got special permission from the newspaper to use this UFO photo. With that and your fortune telling, as well as my masterpiece, my report on spontaneous human combustion, our club will once again be the most popular attraction at the school festival." And there's this massive poster that says, "Spontaneous human combustion, exploring the mysteries of death by fire." So apparently there's some spontaneous human combustion going on up in Juban. Good to know. Good to know.
Good to know.
And Ray's like, "Spontaneous human combustion?" Because even though Ray is a little psychic and has, powers gifted to her from the planet Mars, she's like, "Come on, girl. Combustion? That ain't it, sis." And Kotono says, "That's when a human being suddenly bursts into flames for no apparent reason, then burns away to ash. Meanwhile, everything around them remains untouched." So the club member says, "There's another group with all the exact same displays. We've got a rival." And Kotono says, "What? No one told me about this." And so the club member hands over like the list of clubs, and Kotono is reading it over, and she's like, "Paranormal Research Group Black Moon."
Oh.
Yeah, very ominous name. I wonder if it has anything to do with the black crescent moons we've been seeing. Huh, that's crazy. What a coincidence. Only in Juban. on. Anyway, Kotono says, "Is this the Paranormal Research Club's room?" So she goes explore, and she's like, "I'm gonna find this rival group."
Oh yeah, she would.
And we see this girl who her hair kind of looks like cat ears. That's so interesting. Haven't seen that yet. And of course, she's in the TA Girls Academy outfit. And Kotono says, "I'm here to say hello. We will be having similar displays at the festival." And the girl reaches out her hand to Kotono and says, "I'm the club president, Koen Kurazuki." Right? That's how you say it, Koen? I'm pretty sure that's how you say it.
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Koen. I love that name. It's fierce. So when they shake their hands, Kotono is kind of shaken and she recoils and she's like, "What? Cold hands and cold eyes? Has she always been a student here?" You're on the right track, girl. So then we cut to outside, and the guys are playing, is what it looks like. And they look up in the sky and they're like, "Look, what's that? Asanuma, get the camera." And they're clicking a picture, and one of the guys is like, "A UFO?" And Asanuma says, "We did it. We got a big scoop." And his last little friend says, "Wow, my first UFO sighting." But it should be mentioned that Ray overheard this. So Ray's like, more of these UFO bullshits. And then we cut to, which looks like a forest at nightfall in Juban. And it's these 4 dark figures and the girl that has the cat hair from the Black Moon. Not the same girl who has cat hair from the school, because obviously they're different people.
Definitely not the same person.
And there's a little scared girl hiding behind a tree watching these people approach her. And the cat hair girl reaches out her hand and shoots blue fire out of her fingertips. And she incinerates the little girl. Yeah, very serious. And then all of a sudden, as the blue fire is crackling, I'm mentioning blue fire here because in Crystal and in the anime, you get to see that it's blue fire as opposed to the red fire that Ray has. So that's why I'm just keying it in there, giving you the little details. So then, thank you. So then Ray wakes up in a jolt, and she's back.
This is my favorite panel, by the way, in the whole.
Oh, really? That one of that's half her face and then half her bedroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. The line work is really exquisite. Naoko, you did it again, girl.
I know.
So then Ray's like, "Fuck, it was just a dream." Well, was it? Because she's like, "Sigh, this does not bode well." So she's like,
she had another vision.
Yeah. So then we cut, of course, we gotta keep it lighthearted around here. And oh my god, we have so much left. This chapter is forever. Sorry. Anyway,
it's Wednesday, by the way.
Yeah.
We're
still reading. Anyway, we cut to the Sakino household and we get this panel of, I'm trying also not to rush us because I don't want to rush anything either, but we have been recording for quite a while.
We have.
But anyway, Chibiusa and Usagi are sitting together. They're having some breakfast. Chibiusa's drinking out of an Usagi mug, which the Moon Mug Saga, that's why it took so long. They come straight from Juban. Got it.
Fair enough.
And Usagi's just annoyed that Chibiusa's there.
Yeah.
And Ikuko says, "Oh, Usagi, you're all dressed up. You going somewhere?" And she says, "Yep, Ray's school festival." And Chibiusa's like, "School festival?" And Usagi leans down because Luna pops into the kitchen, and she's like, "Are you coming, Luna?" And Luna's like, "Of course not. I'm staying here to watch Chibiusa." And then Ikuko says, "Well, Chibiusa, do you want to come shopping with Mama?"
Oh.
If I were Usagi, I'd be like, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of her."
Yeah.
So Luna says, "As usual, I'll call if something comes up." And Usagi's like, "Okay, like shut the fuck up. We're at the dinner table."
Yeah.
But Chibiusa sticks her tongue out at Usagi, and Usagi's like, and she's like, "Chibiusa, I still don't trust you, you know." And then Ikuko sees red, and she says, "Usagi, why are you picking on her?" And Usagi's like, "See you later, bye."
And then Chibiusa's just looking so fucking innocent.
And so smug. She knows what she did.
Oh, she knows.
Ugh, fucking gun girl. So Luna looks back at her and she's thinking, she's made herself right at home as Chibiusa's munching on some toast. And Luna's thinking, but who is she? And then I love this.
I know.
She creeps over to Chibiusa's little Luna-inspired ball, and she's like creeping to it, and then she gets ready to swat the shit out of it, and Chibiusa picks it up and swipes it away. I just love the image of like Luna creeping up to it and being like,
I know, but looking at her as well, like,
yeah, like
she doesn't see me.
Right. So Luna's thinking, maybe it's the Usagi hair, but I just can't feel threatened by her. And then Kuko's like, Luna, here's some milk. And Luna meows, and she's like, Ikuko's food is the best. It's like, bitch, that's milk. She didn't cook it.
Yeah, I know.
But then Ikuko says, oh, Chibiusa, where are you? She's fucking gone. And Luna's like, what? And look at the acrobatics that Luna's doing to her spine in that drawing. Like, she is drawn so crazy. All right, so then we cut back to Usagi, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I know that this podcast is running long, but Usagi's outfit is fucking incredible. Fashion. She's wearing like just a regular ruffly skirt, but her shirt, her blouse, if you will, is like a checkered pattern, and it's got a bow on it, and it's got these wonderful seams and like buttons. I don't know what color it's supposed to be, but it looks absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
So she's at the festival, and we get this banner that says TA Private Girls Academy 35th Annual Mayfest. And she says, now to find Ray and the girls. And she says, maybe it wasn't fair to leave Luna alone with the squirt. Oh, well, I'll be back. She doesn't dwell on it too long. And then we hear lots of clamoring, and Ray and Kotono overhear it. And then someone says, President Kotono, Ray, bad news. And then we cut to what all the clamoring is about. And we're in a tent, and the woman working the fortune table, so we're assuming that this is also the Black Moon Club from the school. And she says, in 19 years, you will die from overwork. Next, please. It's like, damn.
Jeez, yeah.
She dropped the fucking bomb. And then we hear on to the next person. She says, oh, you have such a weak heart. You poor thing. You only have 6 years left. Like, she is brutal. And then Kotono's in the back, and she's like, no, because the girl that she's telling this to is, of course, the club member that let Kotono know that there's another club that was doing the same booths as them at Mayfest.
Yeah.
And this girl is like, no, I don't want that to be my future. And the girl's like, next, please. And so the club member is telling Kotono and Ray, she can tell your past and everything that's going on in your family, and then she'll tell you exactly when you're going to die. Everyone's freaking out. And then the girl at the booth is like, don't worry, everyone. There's no need for tears. We all die eventually. I cannot change your destiny, but I can promise you a peaceful demise. So join us. Join the Black Moon. And we see that she has the Black Moon crescent. Uh-oh. And then she looks to Ray and she says, please have a seat, Ray. I'll tell your fortune too.
Look at his eyes.
I know, the white out eyes. You can't even see her pupils. And Ray says, what you're telling are not fortunes. I'll pass, Grim Reaper. It's like, okay, boss ass bitch, Ray. Okay. Then we cut to somewhere else in the Mayfest. Of course, it's Chibiusa. And she's just hearing, she snuck into the Mayfest. She's wandering around in the background. And then we cut immediately back to Ray. So they just want us to know Chibiusa's there, of course. And we cut back to Ray and Kotono, and Kotono says, Ray, like she's freaking out. And Ray says, let's go tell the sisters about this before it gets out of hand. Now, I was confused when I first read this, and I'm like, oh, so the TA Girls Academy is run by nuns. Got it. I didn't know it was super religious, but now we know. So Ray, my bad. Ray bumps into one of the nuns. She's like, sister? And when the nun looks at her, she's got a Black Moon crescent on her forehead.
Oh.
And she says, if you don't watch where you're going, you could find yourself in real trouble. And then it shows like 4 more nuns, and they've all got Black Moon crescents. And Ray's like, sister? Those black crescent marks on their foreheads. She's like, this is not fucking good. So then I'm assuming this is Kotono. She says, Ray, I smell something burning. It's coming from where the sisters were. And so they're rushing over, and Ray's thinking, this smell, and they come upon a burnt body, burnt to a fucking crisp, y'all.
Yeah.
And Kotono starts to scream, and it's so fresh that it's still sizzling. There's still like sizzle words above the body. And Kotono says, Ray, this is it. This is spontaneous human combustion. I don't believe it. And Ray's looking on like she sees that the robes that the nuns wear. And she's like, is that one of the nuns? And then Kotono starts to faint because she's, I mean, arguably fair because like this is traumatizing. And Ray's like, President Kotono, please don't tell anyone what you just saw until I say it's safe. And then, of course, Kotono completely faints. And Ray's like, Kotono! And then she's thinking, this is the new enemy. And then who happens upon but Ami? And she's yelling, Ray? And also, fashion moment, Ami's outfit, stunning. It's all stripes, and it's got buttons on it, but it's a belted dress. I'm assuming it's like white with blue lines. That's what I picture for Ami.
Yeah, that's what I picture too.
Oh, really? Nice. So yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. We've been so insane. Yes. So Ray says, I had a feeling something would happen. The enemy may already be among us. And so Ray flips open her communicator. She's like, Usagi. Or no, Ami flips open her communicator and says Usagi. Because then Usagi says, Ami? And Ray breaks out her star wand. And then we get this panel of Luna. I guess she told them this in passing. She says, because the Moon Castle revived, it was able to give your pens even more power. Now you shout. So I guess she told them, hey, next time you need to transform, say this shit. So instead of saying Mars power makeup, now it's Mars star power makeup, which I love. Ray transforms into Sailor Mars and she is thinking to herself, I feel new strength welling up inside me. And then suddenly, the same looking minions that Ray saw in her dream, they're like black with like really long shoulder pads. And they, of course, have black moon crescents.
Yes.
They're basically very skinny linebackers. That's what they look like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Sailor Mars says, so you've come out of hiding. And we get the first new Sailor Mars attack because, like I said, they've got like new power now.
Yeah.
And she says, burning mandala, which there's lots of etches of like Buddhas and stuff.
Yes.
Very religious sort of things. Now, I will say I was a little let down because in the anime, I think that this animation of the burning mandala is so fucking cool. And here, I guess it's kind of hard to represent that on the page, but it's like in the anime, it's like six. We'll go with six like glowing orbs, and they have like symbols on them, and they go into Mars's hands, and she shoots them back out. It's fucking cool.
Oh, so cool.
And of course, she burns up all of the little linebackers. And the fortune teller, the evil fortune teller, says, you're good. And she rips off her disguise. It was the girl from the TA Academy. She was the bad guy. She turns into, of course, the girl with the cat hair. And she's got a black moon crescent. This is where I want to talk about her outfit.
Yeah.
She's got a jewel on her forehead. Actually, it's really in her hair. She's got a jewel in her hair. And she's wearing these tights that have like a line through them. But like her top half is the same thing. It looks kind of like tights.
I think it's like a jumpsuit.
Yeah, a jumpsuit. Yeah, a jumpsuit bodysuit that's got like these. It's like lavender, I think, in the anime or something, and it's got like black lines all the way down it, very striped. And she paired that with like a really ruffly skirt around her waist, very feathery. It's absolute stunning fashion. It's fucking incredible. If you haven't seen it in the anime form with like full color, it's gorgeous. So anyway, she says, but can you beat me? I'm Cohen, the fiercest and youngest of the supernatural sisters. We'll fight fortunes with fortunes and fire with fire. Let's go. And she starts bursting out her blue flame at Ray, and Ray is consumed in this like blue fire barrier, and she's screaming. And next thing we know, we see Usagi witnessing this, and she's like, Ray, and she grabs at her brooch. But who is watching Usagi grab her brooch? But of course, Chibiusa in the sidelines nearby.
Yes.
And she's thinking, that brooch. And I'm assuming she watches as Usagi throws up the brooch approach, and she says, Moon Crystal Power, make up. The first new transformation of Usagi. And she says, I am the guardian of love and justice, the pretty sailor-suited soldier, Sailor Moon, and in the name of the moon, I'll punish you. Bitch is back at her game, and I love it. So she takes off her tiara, and she says, Moon Tiara Boomerang.
We get the boomerang.
Yeah, the boomerang came back, which I didn't think would happen, but it's incredible to see. And Cohen just deflects the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
She's like, get that mess out of here. And then we hear, watch out. And it's deflected. The tiara is deflected by a cane, which we really didn't see the cane in the original
we didn't.
arc, did we? Of course, this is Tuxedo Mask. Tuxedo Mask. I bet y'all thought that was gone.
Oh, I missed it.
So he swoops in. He's the one who deflected it with his cane.
We haven't seen him in his full Tuxedo Mask getup either, have we, for a while?
Yeah, it's been a while because it's been like Endymion and blah, and he's been...
I'm getting real kind of almost classic vibes, even though we've only done one.
Yeah, you know what? It kind of is classic. So he saved Sailor Moon out of the way, and in the background, you see more of the linebackers, which, interesting, they have like question marks on their heads now, which is an interesting detail. Anyway,
like
so then, yeah, like the Riddler! So the next thing you know, we get this panel of Sailor Mercury. She has transformed, and we get her new power, which is Shine Aqua Illusion. So basically just like lots of water waves get shot towards Cohen.
Cool.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, it would work against fire, so...
Yeah, Mercury is the natural enemy of Cohen, you would think. So this does kill Cohen, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. That's a lie. Not yet, right?
No,
yep, there it is.
Yet.
Okay, I had to read ahead. So I think that Mercury threw this at the fire barrier to try to untrap Ray, but it doesn't work. Because next thing you know, Ray is screaming, they're screaming for Mars, and Usagi's like, Sailor Mars, we have to help her. And she grabs Tuxedo Mask's hand, and he says, Sailor Moon. Had to throw it in there. And as their hands touch, because their fingers start to intertwine, their hands starts to glow. And then we cut to Demand, and he's watching this happen on what looks like a little TV. I'm not even lying.
Yeah,
it looks like a little portable TV, or not a portable TV, but like a little tiny TV. And he's like, that's... And then there's all this glowing, and he says, that's the princess's, no, Queen Serenity's scepter? And he's right, a scepter comes out, and we get shock faces of Demand, Rubius, Chibiusa, and of Luna. And then we cut back to Usagi and Mamoru, who are just as shocked as this scepter has now appeared in between their intertwined hands. And Usagi's thinking, what's this? It appeared when our powers combined? It's the moon rod, my rod, and I know how to use it. So I was at first when I read this, I was like, she just suddenly knows what to do. But I'm like, you know what? She's got all her memories. So I'm just going to chalk it up to, she's like, oh yeah, this is my moon rod.
Yeah.
So she takes the moon rod and she points it at Cohen, and she's like, Moon Princess Halation. And that's the first time we get that attack. This is her new attack with the moon rod. It's technically called the Cutie Moon Rod, which I hate.
Yeah, I don't like
because
that.
To me it takes away from like the power, like how powerful it is. So like Usagi did, we're just gonna call it the moon rod. So, of course, this does work, and Cohen is obliterated into absolute nothingness with all of the energy, the moon energy from the moon rod. And next thing you know, there's like a swirl of power, and someone touches down nearby, and he says, you must be powerful to obliterate Cohen like that. And Sailor Moon says, who are you? And we get the first up-close image of this guy, and he's got the black crystal earrings, just like Demand, the black moon crescent, just like Demand. He's got a necklace. He's wearing a vest. And he says, I am Crimson Rubius of the Black Moon. And then in the background, you can see that he's standing before the blue fire barrier, and Ray is still trapped inside of it. And he says, still, even with Cohen destroyed, no one can break through her flame barrier. Then we cut to Demand, and he's giving orders to Rubius. I'm going to say from the earrings, they can communicate with each other.
Oh,
Maybe there's a
yeah.
microphone. Who knows? Weirder things have happened in this manga. And he says, Rubius, take her. Meanwhile, Sailor Moon is like, Mars! And Demand says, I want Sailor Mars alive. Bring her back to our planet. So I guess they really were on a planet, which is interesting. You know, that was maybe a little, or maybe that was a little bit of foreshadowing because we were getting all the aliens, like how many planets are there. So they're from a different planet. And Rubius is like, Roger that, if that's what you want. And he says, Sailor Mars will be yours. I'm bringing her to you now. And there's a big whoosh, and they start to disappear together. And Sailor Moon is yelling, Mars! Sailor Mars! And then as they disappear in a big flash, it resembles a UFO.
Oh.
And that's how we end this long, crazy chapter. All right, so as always, Marcella, what was your favorite part? I know that there was a shit ton going on, so I'm assuming we're going to have multiple favorite parts, but do you got anything?
Yeah, the fact that it ended.
I'm going to choke on my coffee. Yeah, it did feel like about 3 years long, didn't it?
Yeah, because wow. It was amazing. Amazing. That's I know I say that all the time.
I mean,
I'm not,
you're right.
I'm not very good with the words.
This one was fucking incredible.
But it was so good. And I think my standouts were more just people. So
yeah, go for it.
Just going in reverse order. Cohen.
Yes.
Amazing. R.I.P. So
yeah,
good.
R.I.P. girl. She was only in one episode.
So good, so good. I love Ray in this chapter. We didn't get much Venus, did we?
No, we did. I mean, we got a little bit. I liked the little peaks of Venus, but yeah, this was a Mars-centric chapter for sure.
Did she come to the fair? Anyway.
Oh yeah, we really didn't see her at the fair.
That's what I mean.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, I loved the little waitress outfit. I know fashion's your thing, but it was so good I had to mention it. And then
waitress.
And
sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
Absolutely adore Chibiusa and how fucking annoying she is.
She is
but I find it hilarious. But it amuses me.
Yeah.
It amuses me how annoying she is. And I just love Usagi getting completely triggered by her.
Oh, yeah. She's her feathers are ruffled.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, she's annoying. Don't get me wrong. She is annoying, but in to me, a hilarious way. And then, of course, just have to give a final quick shout out to the umbrella hypnosis because.
Yes. Iconic.
Yes. I need one. I need one. What about you?
All right. God, it feels like it was like I said, we've had longer chapters page-wise, but like there was just so much dialogue setting up, you know, everything. And there was so much art that we kind of had to describe because there was just so fucking much going on. But Cohen, she's probably my favorite of the Black Moon clan. I just think her fashion is iconic. A lot of the Black Moon clan has iconic outfits. But yeah, love that. And then my overall favorite thing is just the introduction to the new characters like Asanuma, and we get Unazuki, and even Kotono. We get some new friendly faces, and that's nice to see. It's nice to refresh the setting. The setting is the same, but we're getting some new locales, some fresh faces, and it's really great to see.
Expanding on a beloved location.
Yeah, Juban is getting some more character to it, so I love to see it. So yeah, I think that's all of my favorites. But thanks again for listening to this episode of Sailor Manga. So you can find me on the internet at JustinGray22 across Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube.
And you can find us both on Twitter at Sailor Manga Pod.
And you can email us like our lovely listener Hannah did at sailormangapodcast@gmail.com. And I think all that's left to say is in the name of the moon.
We'll be back soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
For all these technical difficulties. Where's the cyanide tablet? I'm ready to go.
Drift off into that sweet.
Howard, do you have a cherry flavored cyanide? Because I kind of need it. Yeah. Oh, you only have tangerine? I'll take it. Thank you. I gotta go. God.
Yeah, I'm going to crawl under my Usagi nap blanket and weep myself asleep.
Pray for us.